Hi guys, it's Megawatt Mandy, but today I'm Mondraker Mandy. Sadly my Megawatt is not feeling very well, so it's at Mitchell Cycles in Swindon having some TLC, and they've lent me this rather amazing looking Mondraker. Let's have a look at it. It is a Mondraker Crafty. It's got a 750 watt internal battery. It is a Bosch motor, which is a new one on me. I've never tried a Bosch motor, and it's also a full 29er. My Megawatt is a mullet, so it's got a 27.5 wheel on the back. This one is a full blown 29er, front and back, Bosch motor, 750 watt battery, brand new bike. Let's see how it rides. So I'm in EMTB at the moment, which I believe is the equivalent of a Shimano trail. I have to say it feels powerful. So we've got Fox float suspension and Fox 38 front forks. This is one of my favourite bits of this trail because of the view, which you can't see out to my right because I don't have my helmet cam on today, but that view out there is really quite spectacular. Perhaps we'll stop later and take some pictures. It's a beautiful day here in Devon. I believe we're in Devon. Haldon Forest is near Exeter. Nice and sunny, dry, makes a change. We've had such awful weather here in the UK. Feels nice and responsive actually, this motor. Kicks in nicely, nice power delivery. Well, so far so good. Let's wait for Send It Simon. Well, I have to say, so far I'm really liking this bike. I really like how the power is delivered through the motor. The geometry so far feels really nice for me. I'm not getting on very well with the wide handlebars. If this was my bike, I'd have to cut them down a bit, but obviously that's something that's easily changeable. But so far so good. Liking this a lot. So I'm not really a fan of that big display there, but it's quite useful. I'm quite liking the fact you can have the range for all of the modes on the screen like that. I don't know if you can see that. So you've got four different modes on this bike. The Shimano just has 3. So you've got Eco, Tour Plus, EMTB and Turbo. I think I've been doing this trail in EMTB, which I'm assuming is some kind of adaptive mode where it kicks in when it needs to and dials back on the power when it doesn't. 89% battery left. I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing. We've not done very many miles, but we'll see how we get on for the rest of the ride. Ooh. Big wide bars coming through trees, not my favourite thing to do, and I know that there is a fairly narrow bit up here, unless they've chopped the tree down. Right, here is the little gap, which, yeah, if I was a bit better on a bike, I could get through that, because that route's in the way as well. Don't like that. But anyway, here we go. I have to say the suspension feels really nice. I expected going from my coil to air suspension again would feel funny, but it feels great. And so we come to the end of the single track bit of the dark blue Kiddens trail, and so far I really like this bike. I really like it. I didn't ride it fast or anything. I just wanted to give it a bit of a spin and see how we get on with it, and I really enjoyed it. It's really nice to handle. The suspension feels really nice. The power delivery from the motor feels really smooth. Feels different to the Shimano. I can't quite put it into words how, but it feels different. And overall, really like this bike. If I was going to own one of these myself, there are a few tweaks I'd make to it, obviously, but so far so good with it. Really enjoying it. Right, so this is the red trail. Oh, this is narrow and new. This is new. Usually you just go down that fire road there. Get out the way, birdie. But this has been put in since I was last here. Now, last time I rode the red trail I didn't like it. It was last summer. It was very eroded and washed away because of all the rain we'd had. We've had a lot of rain again this year. I don't know if they've done any work to it other than put this in. This is quite interesting. But we'll see how we get on with it today. I believe there might be some diversions on it. So let's find out. It's a shortcut there to the second half of the trail. But we're going to continue from the start. This bit looks new as well. Oh, this is interesting. They've got rid of that little drop. There used to be a little drop in just there. Now this bit I don't like because it's slightly off camber and the drop is on my right. I've never liked this bit. It's getting slightly off camber. Ugh. So I had a play around with the controls on the controls. I've had a play around with the levers and things on the handlebars, and I've moved the brake lever and the gear shifters, so that feels much more comfortable to me now. Oh, it's still way too wide for me though, so I wouldn't want to ride this bike too often as it is. Brakes feel good though. They're SRAM DB8s, which I've not used before. I have had SRAM brakes before and not been a fan of them, so it's nice to know these feel good. Shifting is smooth. I've had Eagle drivetrains before. To be honest, I can't really tell much difference between that one and a Shimano. They both work. They both feel good. They're both 12 speed. I know people have preferences. suspension feels nice, only little rocks there, but still. That's quite tight there. Well, this trail is called Ridge Ride for a reason. Being on that ridge with that drop to the side, not a fan. Well, this has changed. Last time I came through here, there were trees. You can see Simon over there struggling with that bit, which I also don't like. It's very narrow and rocky, and I've known people come proper cropper up there. So I will be pushing around this bit as well. Right, that's about as much of that as I will do. Oh, this is nice. I like these foxgloves. I love this time of year with the foxgloves. Looks really pretty. And we've come to the end of the red. Far more enjoyable than last time I rode it, and again this bike, really enjoyed it. This is a very, very nice bike. Mitchells absolutely know what they're doing when they lend me bikes. Yeah, very impressed with it, really, really like it. So now we're just going to have a little spin around the pale blue trail here. I mean, it's a green. It's like green but single track. Very flat, very short, but quite scenic. Hopefully there'll be lots of foxgloves to look at. Oh, I wonder whether EMTB is a bit of boost actually. It feels punchier than trail on the EP8. But obviously it's not quite as strong as turbo, so I'm going to go down into Tour Plus, which I suspect is more similar to trail on the Shimano EP8 motor. Yeah, it's got less kick to it. I would say it does feel similar to trail. Back into EMTB. and back into the Kiddens trail for another go, and I've just been whacked in the leg with a stick I've ridden over that pinged up and got me. But I have to say, so far the bike has handled beautifully over everything. Very impressed. I keep saying it. I am. Well done, Mr. Mitchell, you know what you're doing. Now when we came through here last time I said I might stop and see if we can see the view. It is more overgrown than it used to be, so whether we'll get a chance to see anything or not I don't know. Let me stop here where it's a bit wider and we'll have a look. Oh, the trees have grown up a lot. Probably can't see that view very well. I don't know if there's just a tree blocking the way or not, but that used to be the most amazing view and it's being blocked by a tree at the moment. I'll see if I can move a bit. It's any better. You can see that stunning view there right across the countryside. Really beautiful. And there's another rather lovely view just there. Good old Send It Simon, just casually sat astride his bike, about to take a drink of water. It's good to see a Send It Simon in the wild occasionally. Hey, after that lovely view, let's keep riding. So we've just come to the end of the dark blue trail again, the Kiddens trail. Just ridden that for the second time, and well, what can I say about this bike? I love it. I really love this bike. I'm surprised actually. I like how the motor works. I like how intuitive the motor is, how the delivery of the power feels. I like how the bike handles. I'm surprised actually. It feels very stable, very much like how it corners. Just all round really good bike, really like it. There is one massive downside to this bike though, and that is that you cannot remove the battery. And that for me I'm afraid will mean that I will not be buying a Mondraker just yet. It's very heavy, so that makes it obviously much heavier to move in and out of vehicles and things like that. It also means that the battery and the bike have to be stored and charged together, which is something I don't currently do. And it means that if you need to swap your batteries over for any reason, you can't do it. So unfortunately for me, having a bike that I cannot remove the battery from is an absolute no-no. Regardless of how much I love the bike itself, that one fact is enough to stop me from buying it, which is a real shame, because this bike is fantastic. And Mr. Mitchell, you'd have had a sale out of this had the battery been removable. So I think you need to have a word with Mondraker, get them to release a new generation of bikes with removable batteries, and then you've got yourself a sale.